Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Captain Sean Brown of the Education and Training Section. On behalf of the City of Baltimore and the Baltimore City Police Department, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to this badge pinning ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, you may take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is my honor and privilege to introduce to you the 50th Mayor of the City of Baltimore, Mayor Catherine Pugh.
First, let me say good morning and say thank you to the parents and friends and families and husbands and wives and to allow us to have these individuals become a part of our Baltimore Police Department. And I say this to almost every single class, and you'll probably hear me say it again at graduation, that we pray for you every day. And we know that your families will be praying for you as well, because this is one of the noblest professions that you can take upon yourselves. And that when you take upon yourselves to be in this profession, you become ambassadors for our city. And it is about the lives that you will save, because what you will swear to do when you become full-fledged police officers is that you will pledge to protect and serve our community. And so we're really grateful to you all that you've selected this profession, but we want you to also know that you've come into our police department at a very critical time in its history. And so part of your responsibility will be to help build relationships in our community. And I think the commissioner will talk to you at some point in time about why that is so important, because your job is to make our community safe. But it's not about the number of lives of people that you will arrest, it's about the lives that you will save. Because you are in a position where you can change lives, you can change opinions, and you can redirect people in the right way. So I just want to say congratulations. This is a big step, because this is the gun and badge ceremony. And this is something that you must take very seriously. I see you have your body cameras on, because this is what is happening for police departments all across the country. Because not only does it protect the citizens, it protects you. And so again, I congratulate you on being class 1703 when you graduate. But at the same time, please remember that we pray for you, we respect you. We need you to remember that you have a responsibility to respect the community. And families, I ask you all to continue to pray for them every day, because we know that when they leave their homes, that your hearts and prayers go with them, as will the City of Baltimore. Thank you for taking this upon yourselves to be members of our Baltimore Police Department. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege at this time to introduce to you the Commissioner of the Baltimore City Police Department, Commissioner Daryl D. D'Souza.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? You guys hear me today? You guys don't mind if I walk around a little bit, right? So, you want my 45-minute speech or you want my 10-minute speech? Because I can talk a lot. So, I started the police department December 27th, 1988. You guys can kind of guess my age right now. But by the time I went through the academy and got to this point where you all are, we didn't have a ceremony. So basically we got to a point where we satisfied a good portion of the curriculum, and the sergeant brought us into a room and pretty much lined us up and said, look for your sequence number, grab your badge and grab your gun. And at the time my gun was a 38, so I'm really giving my age away. Went through a 38, went through a 9mm, now I have a 40 cal, as you guys do. But it was a whole lot different back then. Policing was different back then. And there's certain challenges that we see today, even in policing, that I'll talk about in just a second. But from 1988, even till today, there's a specific challenge that we have to face here in Baltimore, two things that are really critical. One is crime and how we have to reduce it quickly. and the other thing is community trust. So before I talk about that, let me just say a couple of things about this process for you and your parents. So this is a unique process. When I went to field training, my field training was 4 weeks. And how long is your field training? 10 weeks. 10 weeks. And it's well needed because there's a lot of things has evolved in policing that's really critical for all of us in this room today. But by you wearing this badge that you're about to get, by you wearing that gun, you possess a lot of authority. And it's critical that everything that you do when you put that badge and gun on, that you think of one thing first. And the thing that you think of is protecting the Constitution of the United States. And that's critical. And what comes before that is, by you possessing that gun and that badge, you all have family here, right?
Yes, sir.
The gun is a very dangerous piece of equipment that we have. By show of hands, who has kids here? Okay. So, at your age, when I was in the academy, I had a little son myself. He's 28 now. Somebody's guessing the math again. But it was critically important for me every day when I holstered that weapon and when I holstered up at night or in the morning, whatever the case may be, that you have to. It is critical that everything that you learn from the academy and everything you learn at the firearms range, loading and unloading, how to secure your weapon, it's important. It's critically important how you possess that weapon. Just keep that in the back of your mind, okay? That is the most critical thing that you're going to experience the minute you step forward and get your badge and your gun. It's important how you possess that weapon, how you take care of that weapon. We don't say that enough. You understand? So I'll say this. The first thing I talked about was crime reduction. That everything that you guys do when you hit the streets, and this is going to be really, really soon, that we have a responsibility to protect lives out there and reduce crime. And that's going to be one of your priorities every day. A lot of you guys look like millennials to me, which is a good thing, because we have a mayor, the 50th mayor of Baltimore City, who's probably the most innovative mayor in the country. And what she has done for y'all is that she brought technology to the police department. So that technology that I did not have in 1988 and Major Partee didn't have, Sergeant Harris didn't have, you have. And you have to embrace that technology because it's a critical tool in fighting crime. The other thing I'll say to you really, really quick is that it is critically important for us to build community trust and transparency. That's critical. Every single day when you go on the streets, you have to make a friend. You have to open your hearts and open your minds. You have to do your job with passion. And don't mistake energy with passion. You got to do your job with passion each and every day. So when I graduated in June of '89, right, 6 months in the academy, I took a vow to myself. And this vow that I took to myself, and I challenge you guys to take this very same vow, is that when you put your badge and gun on and kiss your family goodbye, and you drive to work, and you go to roll call, and you leave roll call, and you get out your car, whether it's a call for service, whether it's on you, no matter what you do, when you get out that patrol car, throughout the course of your 10-hour day, I need you to at least touch one person's life in a positive way. Okay? We are not going to be able to save every single life in Baltimore or touch every single person in Baltimore. There's 623,000 residents in Baltimore. During the daytime downtown, that increases a whole lot more. But I need you guys to go out there each and every day and at least one person's life that you need to touch in a positive way. I don't have to tell you what that is. You know what that is. I've done it for 30 years. 30 years. I try to touch or influence somebody's life in a positive way. And I can't do the math, 30 years from 1989 till now. But I would always go home at the end of the day and kind of assess myself to see if I did that job that I needed to do. I reflected upon it. And then when I got up the next morning, I thought to myself, on my way to work, if I could do the same exact thing again, and how I can do that same exact thing again, even better. So 2 years ago, because sometimes you'll never know the lives that you touch. You may not even know it. You may not even know it until 30 years from now. So 2 years ago, I was sitting in a restaurant in Southeast Baltimore, off of Boston Street. And 2 years, my mother had passed away, and I was at a restaurant, and I was having some dinner with a friend of mine. And as I sat there and we were talking, there was a woman that writes a note on a piece of paper. She handwrites a note, she gives it to the waiter. The waiter comes up, gives it to me. The waiter says, I didn't read the note, I don't know what it says inside of it. But I took the note, and I opened the note and I read it. I took a photograph of it in my phone, and I keep it in my phone to this day. But the note said, 26 years ago, right? This was 2 years ago. She said in the note, 26 years ago, that I was a victim of a crime. And she said, you, and at the time it was the state's attorney, who's now a circuit court judge in Baltimore County. She said, you and the state's attorney was the only ones that believed in me. And I'll never forget that. She said that. She talked about 26 years ago. I had no clue, right? I had no clue whatsoever. So the lives that you're going to impact and you're going to touch, you're not going to know. But what I'm telling you now is that when you go out and try to impact somebody's life in a certain way, it has to be intentional. It can't be a mistake. It's got to be deliberate. You got to go out and not wait for that person to come to you. You got to go out to them and impact somebody. So family, you ready for them to receive their badges and guns today? Yes. Do we have your permission? I don't know about it. I didn't hear that. Yes, sir. You guys ready? Yes, sir. All right, congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Commissioner D'Souza, for your words, your wise words of wisdom. Entry-level class 1703 will officially end the first phase of their interest-level training and transition from the classroom to the training field. During this final phase, each recruit will receive personal guidance, instruction, and supervision during a specified on-the-job training assignment designed to develop professional skills, habits, judgment, and critical thinking skills that create efficiency in their performance. It is during this critical phase that probationary officers form the critical behavior patterns and work habits that will provide the foundation for their law enforcement careers. Family and friends are invited to come forth in the middle of the aisle and take photographs of the pinning of the badge. I now request that the badge of authority be pinned to the members of the class of 1703 and they be authorized to perform the duties of a Baltimore police officer in the field.
Detail. Row 1, up 10. Who? Cover 2. Left, face. Forward, march. About face.
Kevin Alexander, penned by Sergeant Robert Himes. Tony Alexander, penned by Sergeant Robert Himes.
Next, go one more, right?
All right. Francisco Alicia Batista, penned by Sergeant Robert Himes. Kasleni Augustin, penned by Sergeant Robert Himes. Troy Austin, penned by Officer Michael Connor of the Baltimore City Police Department.
Cover. 2. Left. Face. Forward. March.
Edgar Ayala Lopez, penned by Officer Todd Brown of the Baltimore City Police Department.
About face.
Devin Brooks, penned by Officer Dion Brooks of the Baltimore City Police Department. Karima Brown, penned by Captain Brown of the Baltimore City Police Department. Daquan Buckley, penned by Officer Thomas Jugan of the Baltimore City Police Department. Christopher Burrell, penned by Captain Sean Brown of the Baltimore Police Department. Jerry Damstoit, penned by Officer James Nuss of the Philadelphia Police Department.
Go 3, 10. Cover.
Austin Garrison, penned by Sergeant Robert Himes of the Baltimore City Police Department. Gilberto Gonzalez Cintron, penned by Officer Todd Brown of the Baltimore City Police Department. Edgar Gonzalez Lopez, penned by Officer Jeffrey Hernandez of the Baltimore City Police Department. Bruce Holt, penned by Officer Todd Brown of the Baltimore City Police Department. Juan Irizarry Vega, penned by Officer Todd Brown of the Baltimore City Police Department. Calvin Kreider, penned by Officer Scott Stephen of the Baltimore City Police Department. Jesus Lopez, penned by Officer Scott Stephen of the Baltimore Police Department. Brendan Machado, penned by Sergeant Robert Himes of the Baltimore City Police Department. Mary McLaughlin, pinned by Detective Natalie Ring of the Baltimore City Police Department.
Detail, roll forward, attack. Cover. Two. Face. Forward, up.
Claus Montano, pinned by Sergeant Frank Montano of the Metropolitan D.C. Police Department. Nelson Morales, pinned by Las Vegas Marshal Officer Urola.
Major's doing parts.
Okay. Delbert Parks, pinned by Major Partee of the Baltimore City Police Department. Abraham Perez, pinned by Sergeant Robert Hines of the Baltimore City Police Department. April Perez, pinned by Officer Aileen Velotis of the Baltimore City Police Department. Gerard Pettiford, penned by Sergeant Robert Combs of the Baltimore City Police Department. Rafael Ramirez, penned by Officer Scott Stevens of the Baltimore City Police Department. Nadia Rios, penned by Officer Todd Brown of the Baltimore City Police Department. Jesus Santos Roman, penned by Officer Darwin Niosi from the Baltimore City Police Department. Dago Souza, penned by Officer Todd Brown of the Baltimore City Police Department.
Mommy! Mommy! Mommy!
Pablo Tolentino Trinidad, penned by Officer Todd Brown of the Baltimore City Police Department. Alexis Torres Miranda, penned by Naisha Garcia of the Baltimore City Police Department. Omar Vega, pinned by Officer Todd Brown of the Baltimore City Police Department. Omar Vega, pinned by Officer Todd Brown. Dalton Wicker, pinned by Sergeant Robert Himes of the Baltimore City Police Department. Shaniqua Winfield, pinned by Detective Natalie Ring of the Baltimore City Police Department. Alex Young, pinned by retired Officer Chad Young of Prince George County Park Police. Zabel Zeze, pinned by Sergeant Robert Himes of the Baltimore City Police Department.
To recite the Code of Ethics, Officer Todd Brown.
Detail, up 10, move. Cover 2.
I do swear
I do swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and the laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and the laws thereof,
and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of law enforcement officer according to the Constitution and the laws of this state.
On the day they were hired, each of our recruits took that sacred oath. Today, as they embarked upon their transition to the field, they reaffirmed that oath before the people they have sworn to protect and to serve. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to present to you entry-level class 1703, ready for field training. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the conclusion of the badge pinning ceremony. We have other phases of the ceremony to continue throughout the day. You'll be briefed on that shortly by Sergeant Holmes. On behalf of Mayor Pugh, Commissioner D'Souza, Major Mark Partee, the Director of Education and Training, and myself, we'd like to thank you for attending the ceremony today. On behalf of all command staffs and Honorable Major Partee, as well as the men and women of the Baltimore Police Department, thank you for joining this occasion. I ask that you remain in your seats until the mayor and the other dignitaries have left the room.
Detail. Stand at ease. Take seats. Class 1703. Class 1703! You're now ordered to get out of my squad bay. Get with your families. Get to the second floor. Get those pictures taken. You copy? Yes, sir! Move! Move!